Hey, what's up everyone? Thank you so much for joining me again. Today I'm going to show you how to build a website using Canva. And there's some use cases for this, which I'll talk about as we go through the video. I'm kind of live streaming today because there's so much to share. So I thought maybe going forward, I'm going to do quite a lot of these live streams. But yeah, let's get on right into it. If you don't know how to use Canva, I say please. Yeah. So then you'll go under the button that says create. Under create, let's type website. And it's going to give me a bunch of options here. I'll just choose the first one. The other options just means that all the templates that will come up on your left panel of the screen will be things that relate to that particular setting that you've kind of put there. So I'll choose website, just a blank canvas, and you'll see right here to the left of my screen, you'll see all these beautiful templates. I'll just pick something very basic. You'll see the icons here, they represent the pro model. So the pro model, you can pay for it. Let's just have a look at how much it costs. See, it's giving me another trial version. Let me see. If you want the business one, let's say we choose the business one. It's about $150 a month, which is very cheap for what this platform can do. There is another platform, by the way, called Affinity Studio. So Affinity Studio, think of it like another version of Photoshop, but not designed by Photoshop, but quite good as Photoshop. So what has happened is that if you look here, it says sign up to download by Canva. So if you get this and sign up for this package, you also get this. So I'll do a tutorial on it on a different day. It's just an add-on to help you design. But Affinity was a company, I believe, from Australia, and Canva then acquired the company, I think for a couple of $1 billion or $1 billion. I'm not sure with my stats. But then they taking basically the kind of like Harvard version or Wits University version of Canva to add on for pro users. Remember that Canva is mainly for the average user, yet it does so much, but it's mainly for the average user. This one kind of, they're taking a step further into getting things to the next level of design. So when you pay for this, you're also paying for that, which I think is pretty cool. But this is a topic for another day. We'll do it. Let's go back. So I'm not going to use the pro model, although I have one on another profile, but for the sake of demonstrating here, I'm going to be only using this. So I'll go under designs. Here's my design here. I'll choose, I'm looking for a free one, the one that doesn't have an icon. Let's say, let me choose this one. You'll see here, it says apply 7 sections, meaning you have 7 different pages of your website that you can use. I'll just say apply all 7 because there's a couple of things I want to show you that you can do. So let me say apply. Let's have a look. So we've got all these tabs. If you scroll down, you see it's like a little basic template of a website. So let's say I want to change this to tech sim card, which is me. I can change this using, I can put my logo if I wanted to, whatever you want to put on there. Basically you would, let's check, let's say, okay, it's finding some pictures of people that I've helped. Let's say we're looking for, I'm gonna upload, what's going on? Okay, Something is not going right. Let me close this. Let me just scroll. Okay, for the sake of demonstration, let's say this is my logo, but you can upload anything you want. So I can just put this there, do this, remove that, take this, put it there. Let's assume this is my logo. Resize, make it look nice. Let's say it's my logo. Let's say I want to change this picture background. I want to put, let me find picture. Let's say photos here. Oh, there's some photos. Remember, you can upload your own photos, by the way. Let me choose something that's free and available. Let me choose this one. But now I want to put this right there. Now, I would advise you remove this. And the reason for removing that one at the back is that once you have your website running, that image will render as well at the background, which means, by render, I mean that if you have two images on the same page or on your website, and even if the other one is not being seen, but the server sees it. So if you've got 2 megabytes on this picture and 2 megabytes on another picture, that means you have 4 megabytes that need to render, meaning that when we open the website, we're going to have 4 megabytes that have been chowed from the person's data or Wi-Fi or whatever the case might be. So the less you remove, and that's also you becoming smart in how you think about the user experience and how the person is going through your website. It's things like when people say, oh, this website seems so smooth and whatever, it's because there's a lot of that kind of thinking happening at the back. So we've changed this. There's something I'm not seeing here. It's my logo. So what I'll do is I'll go here and right click. Let me see if it has that function. Oh, so I'll do this. So there's a nice function in Canva where you right click and say layer and then say send to back, and there's your logo. So you've got all these beautiful features. I mean, let's say page 2, I want to change the background to, this is for argument's sake. It has nothing to do with how you design. For demonstration purposes rather. So you can still change this image as well, and then you can change the text. Type whatever you want to type. I'll just leave it as it is. You can change the button. I'll come back to this one. You can change all these other things. Then when you're done, you'll just say click publish. And then when you say publish, you want to choose, you can use a custom domain. By custom domain, it means your preferred www. whatever. But obviously you would pay for that. And then if you don't know how to do that and set it up from scratch, there is a video. Check out the video 1 and video 2 of how to build a website. I'll link it in the description, rather, at the bottom of the screen. But let's say we're using, I'll just say testing web site sim, because it can see that some of these have been taken. Then I'll say publish. Then it's just doing the publishing thing. Publishing means that it's now saying, hey, I've got this design. Can I send it to the server so that everybody can see? Then it says view website. If I click here, there's your website. Then you can scroll down depending on what you've put on. Here's the thing. It's not dynamic according to my standards, as I would prefer. I think there's other couple of things that you can do. Remember, when you're designing for web, you can have some sort of motion to bring users into your world and experience how things come in and how things slide in and swoosh in. So for an example, say I want to make this to kind of animate inside here. I'm just looking for a function here. Just gonna go back to editing. Edit mode enabled. Where are those functions? Okay, that's preview. I'm just okay, it's not allowing me to edit. I'm not sure why. Let me just troubleshoot quickly. Let me go to home. Ooh, I'm troubleshooting my own problems. Let's see. Okay, they change a lot of things. Oh, by the way, so you need to click on the icon here so that you can highlight the places that you want to sort of animate. So, okay, this one of the things I wanted to show you is that you can also animate because it's not as dynamic as I would like it to be according to my standards. So what you want to do is kind of go back to the site again, or the editing page rather. So if you click on any element here, you'll see this pop up that comes up. If I click out, it goes out. If I click in, it comes back. Let's say I want to animate this. Let's say I'll click this and I say animate. See, I want that sort of thing happening. Then on this, I want to animate the wording to kind of right. And then on this, I want to kind of do the similar thing. And by the way, if you're on the Pro model, you can delay things as they come in. And then on this one, I want to do that. I want to do this on this one. I want to do this on this one. And then on that one, let's maybe do something different. Animate, do that. Remember, this is for demonstration purposes. And there we go. Let's say we want, and then let's have a look at the changes now. Let's say we want to publish again. Let's say publish the changes. Now, so basically it's taking what we've done initially, kind of making those adjustments that would look at how it loads now. See? So as you scroll, then things start happening. Whoa. Now that's very cool. Now you can have, like I said, you can have your own specific domain here. Here's another thing I wanted to show you. If you go back to the page, let's say here, right? I want to link, I'm just gonna say click button. I want to link a tab. Remember, as much as Canva is useful, but it's got some limitations, but this is pretty decent to just have something going on up. Let's say I get a button. I'm going to show you something. I'm just going to say button. I'm going to find a button, something like this, 3D one. I'll put it in there. I mean, I could find something much more nicer than this, and then I'll say this, and then I'll put this there. Let me just zoom in here. So you've got the button, right? And then on this button, let's say I want to say click button for CV. Just change the size of the text. So I'm giving an instruction here. So let's say I'll get a CV, Google Doc. I'll get a CV from like maybe a Google Doc. Let's say I get this one. It's a template. It's nothing hectic. I'll copy this link. copy the link, go back, and then on this tab, right click, then you see this drop down, and then there's a part that should say link. Then you link, then you copy, paste, and done. Say done, and then say publish this. Oops. Publishing. Now the changes. Remember, I first designed, I changed the logo, I changed my background, and then I added a bit of motion to kind of get it to be a bit more alive than just a static one. So I'll close this, then open this. See, you've got your text. There's your writing. I mean, remember, I didn't animate this writing. Now here, as you see, as I push on the icon, it changes. That means there's something happening there. Then there's your resume. So where are the use cases for something like this? And I think it would help to share personal ones. I only have two for now. One is basically presenting your CV, just like I showed you. So a while ago, I was applying for a job at some company that deals with music and music publishing and playlisting, etc. As you can see, I'm also a musician. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to kind of shine through and cut through all the applicants rather, who are applying. So what I did was, they said, part of the spec, they said, write a cover letter. And I thought, it's boring. I'm going to be just sitting in the pile. And I remember writing as the email, I said, I think cover letters are boring. I thought a link would interest you. And mind you, I'm thinking of the person who's in HR who's going to do this. He's going like, who does this? And on the website, as they opened it, at the time, I did a custom domain. It had www.simlet.com. And when they opened the site, they basically saw everything that I'm about, or my interests, the experience. So you're basically scrolling just like I've shown you. And towards the end, it showed my playlist. It was a bunch of YouTube videos that I embedded, similar to how I kind of linked that button. And it kind of showcased everything there. And the idea was to try and get into the meeting or the interview panel and then speak for myself. You know what I mean? I just wanted to cut through that part. That's part one. And then the other part would be, I remember I was doing a training at some university department, and I had to do a presentation. And in the presentation, I knew that the room that we're going to be presenting in has a lot of windows. One of my frustrations with projector screens is that they're not as visible for everyone. So what I did was I took my entire presentation, put it as a website, and I said to people as I walked in, hi, my name is so-and-so. By the way, please scan this QR code so that you can follow. It's a link to a website that will help you kind of follow what's happening there on my screen if you're not able to see clearly. And that kind of got the attention because I was teaching about websites. So I think that would help a lot of you guys. And if some of you want to have me teach like the entire ecosystem of how you become a person that designs websites, one. Secondly, how do you design a website? I go into more detail than the other two videos that are on the channel, from domain to deploying to the back end, etc. And also, how do you position yourself as a web developer to get clients like I do on a daily basis? You know, I don't think I can service everybody in this. Even in Gauteng or Johannesburg, where I stay, there's quite a lot of people who need assistance and who need help with these services. And isn't it a great story for some of you guys to learn? And I'm learning from you, you learn from me. And one day you say to me, hey, bro, I'm making 20 grand a month, or I'm making whatever money a month using these simple drag and drop, troubleshooting sort of skills that I'm using. And then obviously, if people want to go even deeper and learn how to code, vibe coding as you do in AI, by all means, shoot me a message. I'll be able to help you. So go to my email, techsimcard@gmail.com. Send me an email if you want me to put together that kind of tutorial. I will charge for it, by the way. Probably won't be more than $950. At the most, it'll be $950. It's a once-off pay, and you'll get probably 3 sessions of about 30 minutes over Zoom for you to ask me questions after you've designed, so I can assist you where I can. So let me know if you want something like that. The reason I'm charging for it is that it takes much more to plan something like that and kind of structure it in such a way that it's logical and it has a step-by-step where people can follow. Remember, it's a once-off payment. You purchase it once and it's yours. So yeah, I'll see you again on the next one. Please don't forget, sub, like, share. The sharing and the liking and the subscribing is more important, because then it helps the channel grow, and at some point one can start getting paid for this stuff. Yeah, I'll see you again on the next one. Bye. Sharp.